today because I was asked to test out, and I actually haven't done it before. So I've been requested to test out GarageBand on the iPad. So I'm going to work on, and my other, not iPad, laptop. My other laptop was not working, so this is another one that I was using for my Poshmark stuff, but it should be okay. I think the speaker wasn't working for the other one. So I just downloaded GarageBand on this, so it's like fresh, it's new, we can experiment with it, and I'll wait for a few moments to see who comes in. Let me put this here. Let's see if we can do this over here. I'm gonna put this here. So what's nice about this is it becomes portable, right? I'm using my music stand, because when I was teaching I always had my music stand with me, right? There were music stands in the school, but I thought maybe to have my own equipment was the way to go, which is why I have all this stuff. Okay, so I don't know whoever's here watching. Let's see if I can just move this around. Okay, so we're gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna use this as my little desktop. My little format. You can have speakers. You can have a mic, not a mic. Well, you could have a mic, but a headset would be useful. I'm not going to use a headset. I'm just going to use the speakers that are on here. This is a MacBook Air. Okay. And I've connected so this is like a small little portable keyboard. Let me just get in here quickly. So we're going to compose a piece with this. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oops. Okay, so we're gonna experiment going live and testing this out. So it's actually playing this. I'm gonna change the sound. And I have this as my little keyboard, so I can put this on my lap. This becomes portable. I wonder if there's a better way to do this. Maybe bring this over here. Sorry, my pet stuff. Yeah, this is better. So you're gonna have a close-up of me, and then I can answer questions, okay? So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start. There you go. Can you see that? So we're going to experiment with, this is the laptop. I'm going to change the sound. I don't need that. Okay, I'm going to change the sound. Usually what happens is if you open up, let's start a new one. No. Well, usually when you start a track, it will automatically open a new, like a brand new, track. You can start a new project, and then this is where I am right now. So there are a couple of formats to build up over here. I'm going to change the sound of this keyboard. What does this do? Okay, let's play piano. Steinway. It doesn't. So. And then you could probably change the octave. So you can change the octave on this small keyboard. So if you have a and there's also a beat maker on this machine over here. You can create beats off of this as well. It's just a very mini one. This is called a mini lab, okay, MK22 or NK2. Okay. It has a bit of a, it does have weighted key feel to it. Yeah, you can see the weighted keys on there. So let's try Let's first start with this. The same thing applies like I was showing the other day. You have the loops over here. I don't know if you guys can see this. I know I'm starting without everybody. The loop is over here. Can you see that? There's that little loop. Okay, so it has, let's see what we have in here. Since I just uploaded this as a new thing, okay, Apple Library, it's still uploading, I guess. Let's see. I don't know if it's uploaded anything. Oh, so it's still uploading. See, so I just opened this up. We're going to have to wait for a few moments. Okay, this is still taking its time. I don't know. Okay, this is, I hope it's not. Interesting. Okay, so something's happening here. I don't know why it's taking so long. There we go. So because I just downloaded this onto this laptop, I had to wait for a few moments for the sounds. It's generally the same. Okay, so I think they've updated it. And you know what? GarageBand looks... And once you feel comfortable with GarageBand, it directs you straight into Logic, because Logic looks very similar to this. And Pro Tools is a little bit more advanced. You can actually edit videos, and I don't have Pro Tools. I would have to pay maybe $2,000 for it eventually. But you can edit videos and put music together with the videos, which is what Sony does. Oh, and speaking of Sony, the company that my husband works for, which is CBS News, was taken over by Paramount, and it turns out now Paramount is going to be taken over by Sony because some stuff has been happening, and since it's been in the news, I think I'm allowed to talk about it since it's been discussed. So it's an interesting kind of thing that's happening. Is a music company is taking over a film company, which I didn't think was even possible, but I suppose that's what's happening now. So I've moved to the opposite room. We're in a different room because I've had to set up this is considered a portable layout, so you can literally take this anywhere, just like the iPad, right? Just like the iPad. This is just another mechanism to creating a track. You can then transfer into, I don't know, you can use your phone and all that other stuff. Right now I'm recording on my phone. Okay. So we're going to test out some beats. We're using loops right now, and then we're going to add, let's say instruments. Let's say all drums. Okay. Oh, I like that. And we're going to drag this. Okay. You can drag that. You can do the same thing over here. You can copy and paste. As long as you've highlighted the section over here. Okay, so you're going to file. Copy. Paste. 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 So we're going to just copy we're going to paste a whole bunch of these right now. So this is good that I'm doing this because I really haven't done anything on the laptop. This is just a nice little introduction. Okay. So let's see what we have here. Hi, Dustin. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a loop. This is just going to loop it. Loop it, loop it, loop it. Okay, and there are many things you can do on here. The same thing, you know, if you're going to adjust the, let's go to this. Yep. That's a little bit different, eh? EQ. Okay, and then you have the instruments there. I don't know. Yeah. Let's do organ processes. Now, like I'm trying to find, here's the time signature. So this is a little bit simpler than, I don't know if it looks like the iPad. No, it has, look, minors, majors, minors. You can adjust this. So this is where you would adjust your key signature and then your timing, of course, over here. Okay, you can change it to 4/4, 3/4, and then customize whatever you want to do. And then it doesn't have to be so fast. We can go down to, let's adjust this to 100, hypothetically speaking. Let's see what happens. Slowed it down. Okay, let's get a loop. That's kind of cool. It has a bit of a rock sound. It says C major. Okay. So I'm also playing the keyboard over here. Okay, so we're going to use this. And then we can always adjust the sound. We're going to copy and paste again. So it's, hi Leonard, how are you? Sorry, I just saw this. I moved to another room because somebody else had asked me to test out, you can see different drums and stuff, to test out the laptop. So I have a laptop today, and we're experimenting with GarageBand on the laptop, so you can see. And then I have my, you can, yeah, so it's a little bit different, but the whole point of this experiment is to show that there are many different ways to do this. I mean, I'm not doing art today, but somebody the other day had asked me about, hello, how are you? Mommy? That's an interesting name. Okay. Did I get that right? So today, I think somebody had asked me, I think it was Bean the other day. Bean was asking me about how do we do GarageBand on the iPad. So we're on the iPad today, and I have my mini portable keyboard. And you can create beats on this as well. If you guys have like a laptop, something like this would be useful. This is not very expensive. You can find this on Amazon. Okay, it's just like a mini keyboard. And you can do all sorts of things with it, which is kind of cool. And it connects also into an iPad if you want to use it on the iPad. I still haven't figured out how to do it on the keyboard. No, not the keyboard, sorry. On the whatchamacallit. Let me just copy and paste quickly. Let me just do this. Copy and paste. Copy, paste. I'm just copying and pasting. So whatever you guys have missed, you can... Yeah, so I know a lot of people, it just depends on what you guys have. Are you interested in GarageBand? I know people want to do art as well, but I thought, it looks like you guys are more interested in the GarageBand because it's something you guys can use from home, right? That's like, I think this is something you guys probably have at your house. Some people will have a laptop, some people will have an iPad, some people will have a desktop, some people will have a phone. So today we're just doing the laptop since I haven't done the laptop yet. For some reason I missed it. I don't know why I didn't do the laptop. So today is a perfect day to do this. So we're copying and pasting. Copy. Okay, so you know what this copy and paste is. You can always go back to this. Same thing for all the other layouts. It's the same thing. Copy and paste. If you're wanting to, oops, I don't need to do that much. Let me take that out. Let me just see how much do I have there. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we have right now. Let's listen to this. Okay, yeah. So you can be your own little producer. Isn't that cool? So we're doing this right now. Okay, so this is fun. It's like, I don't know if you guys are all musical, but definitely, yeah, definitely this is, so you can hear the drums. So every time you press a different section, now we have, now you have the piano, and you can see the piano down here. Let's see what we can come up with. Let's change the sound of the keyboard to, oh, come on, I just want to adjust this, guys. No, EQ, no, track, keyboard. Usually I should be able to adjust. Let's turn this out. Let's move this quickly. I should be able to change this. I don't know why it's doing that. We don't want to master it yet. Compare? No, I don't want to compare. Oh yeah, I have to go here. So up here, you're adjusting the sounds, right? Up here, it gives you like a little box. It has like a file. That file will show you how to adjust the sounds on the sections. And when you're doing this, you have to open up a new track. So say new track. Okay, and then it gives you all these things: software, audio, guitar. So if you plugged into a MIDI and you're wanting to use a real like instrument, you would have to have like a MIDI over here on the side. And then you'd have a drum kit. But it's easier to just have something like this. You can see this thing that I have over here. And then you can just use your instruments on something like this, and then it's already pre-plugged in, so it's, right? It's cool. Let's just have a drum set, just in case. Okay, let's put a drum set over there, just as a, that's kind of interesting. So we're gonna go back to this. We're going to go to electronic keyboards. Let's do keyboards. So you can hear the sounds. Oh, everybody left. That's okay. Not a problem, Leonard. Thank you so much for popping over. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm busy working on, this is something I haven't done, so I thought it's important for me to do this today, and somebody had asked. But we'll go back to the other studio another time, okay? Thank you for coming over. I appreciate it. I really do. And have a wonderful evening or day wherever you are in Germany. Germany, right? Germany. Germany? I think it's Germany. Okay, have a good one, Leonard. Not a problem. Oh, beeping noises. So we're using a portable GarageBand today because I think somebody was interested in seeing what this was about. So I've put this up. I've gone through the iPad, I've gone through the desktop, I've gone through my phone, and they're all generally the same. It's just set up a little bit differently. So I'm using my phone to record this. But this is something everybody has if you have an Apple device. This is GarageBand. This is called GarageBand. And obviously if it's updated, it sort of looks, it's very, the old Logic looked very similar to this. This is now the new GarageBand, and the Logic looks more advanced. So it's very interesting how they have built the two together. Apple, of course, which is what the company is that's doing that. Okay, so we're testing it out. You can always go back to this and see how. That's interesting. So that's the drummer that we've explored with. We can add another section to that later. I'm going to put this on silent in the meantime. You can see this little button over here. Let's zoom in. Okay. You see my little thingy over here. Okay. So you're going to put this, you can put them on silent. I'm going to put this on silent. That's on silent now, so you can't hear it. But it's all about experimenting, eh? Okay. And then we're going to try putting a melody to this for now. Put the volume up a little bit more. And I'm using bit of an echo. So I'm using, what I'm doing here, you can see over here, I have a keyboard here. I have a portable keyboard. So I'm using the portable keyboard, and I've connected it, and it's nice because it actually has a USB cable, which makes it easier, so you don't need to have a MIDI, which is kind of useful. But if you're going to record vocals, you probably would have to put that through a MIDI in order to get the microphone set up accordingly. And I have the setup a little bit more organized in the other room. This is just for people, and I think everybody was asking about this, and I just completely forgot to run through this. So today was the day of just running over GarageBand on the laptop, okay? Okay, let's test out a melody. Let's just run this out. So we're experimenting with sounds, right? So we're going to create a loop. Okay, let's try a loop here so I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's what we're going to experiment with, but we're going to just record it. So that's where I'm starting, okay. Okay, so now that we've created that loop, let's hear it, and then we're going to copy and paste that. Let's just listen to it first. It's not perfect. Hi, welcome back, Alex O'Hara. You guys are so cool. I'm so happy I have like a group of people that are interested. Okay, so we just created, it's not perfect, but we just created a loop with the keyboard. So we're going to use this as a loop again, okay? And we're going to go copy, and we're going to paste it. Okay, we're going to go through the whole thing. I don't think I made a really long track, okay? But this is on your, you guys, are you guys trying these out at home? Are you testing out your own devices and seeing if you can figure it out? I know, I see you. Hi, thanks for coming back, Alex. I appreciate it. So I think somebody was on, I think her name was Bean, or yeah, I think it was Bean. She was very sweet. She was keeping track of the, like, who was coming in and making sure that everybody was on their good behavior. So I was like, this is so nice of her. I love it. I love it when people are when everybody's like involved with the whole project. So she was asking about the laptop, and I haven't done one on the laptop. So today is a laptop day and a portable keyboard day. Portable keyboard day, easy to find. I can put down like where you guys can find these if you need to. You probably have, I don't know what you guys play instruments and all that stuff at home. Okay, let's see what we've done here. So that's recorded. Okay, so that's what it is. It's a slight glitch. I would probably do that over again. Okay, so now let's add a drum, guitar. Ooh, sorry, don't mean to be yawning. Oh, is it amazing? It's just something, I don't know if this is something you guys are interested in. I was doing, as you know, I also do the art as well, and I can do some fashion, but if we can always go back to the art. I'm trying to get everybody's interest in, right? I know it's probably weird because everybody's just trying to focus on one, but I think art and music is generally used in schools, like every school. What is my favorite music? I don't know, I have lots of different things. I like house, I like drum and bass, I like a little bit of rap, but the old school rap. I like my classical, I like my rock, I like my metal, basically everything. I haven't really taken to country. country is it's not like, and it's funny because I like to ride horses, so you'd think that somebody like me would do the country music, but I'm not a big fan of country, even though I'm a horse rider, or I used to be a horse rider. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I like variety. I like different things, and I studied classical for a long time. Vlad in the Water is my favorite. I don't even know that. What kind of music is it? Is it like, what kind of music is that the type of music, or is that the composer or the band? Is that a band? I don't know if that's a band. Is that a band? Am I too old? I'm a little old. If it is a band, then I probably wouldn't know it. Is that a band, a European band? Because don't forget, I'm in the United States. It's a little bit different here than it might be in... Oh, that's okay. Good night. Have a wonderful evening. Not a problem. Have a wonderful evening. Have a good night. Okay, bye. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So let's add another. This is how I create my tracks, hey? Now let's do, we're gonna just do. I see. Okay, that's cool. Just showing everybody, this is GarageBand. Believe it or not, this has become more and more advanced over the years. And GarageBand looks very similar to what the old Logic Pro looked like back in the day. Or Logic, as you would call it. So what you're learning here is, even though it says GarageBand, in fact, it's just the older version of Logic. That's my personal opinion. From when I used to start using, I used to use Logic in 2000 and when? When was Logic? Logic was out. Logic and GarageBand, maybe 2000, in the 2000s. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm also a little tired. It's been a bit crazy on my side. That's kind of interesting. So it's beginning to sound like something, right? So I have it in C major, but in theory I'm C minor is what I'm playing here, which is fine. So these are all the things. You can't just, I think it's important to understand the music theory, which I've discussed a little bit in some of the other videos, but to understand the circle of fifths is so important, because in order to compose music that makes sense, you sort of need to understand what the key signatures are and how it changes. And this is like, there's all this stuff that goes on with it. So I'm going to copy and paste. We're going to just paste. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, now we can add a melody, right? A whole song would generally be longer than this, but yeah. Okay, so we're experimenting with, this is like building it from scratch. This is like, I haven't even advanced into the more detailed parts of the other tracks that I'm doing, but I thought maybe this is a good example of a laptop because I haven't done a laptop yet. So this is a good day to do this. So now we're going to get a track. We're going to add a new track, new track. Keyboard for now, or instruments, software instruments. So we're doing it, even though it says C major, it's actually in C minor. Okay, so we're just coming up with an idea. And this is all you do. So we're just creating a track here. It's just, I'm using a laptop versus an iPad or a phone or a desktop today. Okay. What's that? So this is useful. Because you can put this in a backpack, or if you want to take it to travel. I mean, the iPad is also useful. This is a little bit more interesting because this they've never had before. iPads are generally new. So I really do think they're actually using the older version of Logic for GarageBand, for the updated version of GarageBand on here. It's very interesting. So I'm not gonna, yeah, I think that's generally what it is here. Okay, so we're gonna Okay, so let's see now. We're going to lower the volume here. And you can adjust this. So this is just rendering. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. And you can take out parts. So you can do, you can do that. You can take this out. You can take this out. I sometimes do this. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, we're going to keep it simple. So I'm going to just, so it's going to be G, B flat, C, C. Okay, so it's a little bit, oh, hello Noah, how are you? Thank you for coming over. We're just doing, I think it was Bean that was interested. So even though she's not here, she can come back and check this out if she has time. Because I haven't done the iPad yet. So the iPad, I'm glad you're good. I hope everything's going well with your family. That's good. I'm glad. Glad to hear that. It's been a bit of a crazy thing today. Okay. So I'm busy working on, I'm busy. I think everybody's interested. Are you guys more interested in the art or the music? Or both? What do you think? Let's take a poll. I don't know who else is here. Art or music? Or both? Let me know. Okay. Okay, so. Okay, so let's. Okay, it's just a. Okay, let's see what we got here. So I just recorded that. Okay. Okay, so I guess this is a quick introduction, guys. A real quick introduction. It's nothing too amazing. This is my bunny rabbit stuff in the back. So this is our other side to our place. I know it's like all this crazy stuff. Okay, and this is just a quick demonstration of the logic on the iPad, and then what you may need to connect it if you don't have like a keyboard. And then there's a proper setup. There's a real formal setup to getting this together, okay? So everything's a lot more advanced than people think. I think it's important to know that before you get into this, also do like the music composition and not just composition, like learn how to read music, learn what the key signatures are, how keys change, because in order to have a good ear for production, it's not just about pressing fingers or pressing buttons. It's about what sounds right and what doesn't sound right. And sometimes you can create something that sounds okay, and then you don't know how to change the key signature, and then it doesn't sound okay. So there are lots of things you need to do to consider how to create this. Okay, so I'm going to have a short video today. I'm going to try to do something a bit longer later. And I will speak to you guys later. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good one. Bye. I'm gonna head on out. I don't know who's here, but thank you for popping over. It's gonna be James. Hi. Yeah. But you can go back and take a look at the video. I'm just doing a small demonstration on the laptop. Okay. So you can always go back and revert back to it. Okay. Thank you for coming through. It's going to be a real short day today, though. But thank you. Bye. Can you play a small melody? Yeah. Well, not on this. This is too small to play a melody. But you can play something. You need a bigger keyboard for a melody, but that's generally what it is. The stuff that I've recorded here is the melody. I've already done that. You can hear it. You'll hear it's coming up over here. Me too. That's been recorded, and that's been recorded. So these two I just recorded. Those are small melodies. Yeah, it's nothing special. It's just a demonstration. It's not a completed anything, but it's in a different key. This is C minor. So, you have to know the key signatures and stuff. The tracks that I have a whole bunch of videos on all the songs that I've been working on and producing on different layouts. One is an iPad, another is the phone. I'm using the phone to record on now. And today we're using the laptop because honestly, I haven't recorded the laptop yet. So today was just let's go ahead, and I know a lot of people have laptops. So this is something I should have done a while ago. So yeah, so that's basically it. So it's a quick projected projects. Yeah, oh yeah, I've created projects. I have SoundCloud. You can take a look at my songs on SoundCloud as well. They're produced. They're not perfectly produced. There needs to be editing, mixing and mastering, but they're definitely there. Yes, projects. That's okay. I make typos all the time. You should see me. Everybody's like, you do realize that's a typo again. Don't worry, it's fine. We all know about these small phones and stuff. They're kind of crazy. So yeah, you can take a look at my SoundCloud. There might even be a link down below this live that will direct you straight to the SoundCloud. In fact, another live that I did was on a SoundCloud download. So we were working on a track, and the track was then sent over to SoundCloud, and I recorded myself for everybody else to see how to record and download onto SoundCloud, or upload onto SoundCloud. So I'm kind of taking people through lots of different ways. There are lots of things. Music is so advanced. Production is so advanced. And it's just, it's like a walkthrough, So that's it basically. So I'm going to leave it here for now. I need to have something. I think I need to get like something to drink. I'm a little thirsty. So you're welcome to take a look at the video before. How long have I been in this field for? Take a wild guess everybody says I'm 23, but I'm not. So technically I'll be 45 this year. So I'm 44 at the moment. And I started music when I was young. My mom was a music teacher. I lived in Japan, so I trained in Japan. So at the age of 3, I was on the piano learning music. And then over time, after taking all the music classes and stuff and learning drums and all that, music equipment was becoming a little bit more, like production equipment was becoming a bit more accessible in like a school, not necessarily from home, because this is all new. This we can do from home now. It's not like that before. So in 1998 is when I first started experimenting with production in Tokyo. So 1998 all the way up to now, it's just part of my lifestyle now, right? And I was teaching music in different schools, but I was never teaching production. Everybody wanted to learn piano and vocals. So production, I think, is a little bit more past just trying out instruments and seeing if music is the direction you want to go in. But it goes towards the technical electronic side of where music can go and potentially what you can do in the future, right? So you don't just have to be a musician performing on stage, playing an instrument, but you could be producing your own tracks, which is what you can do now. And you can do like backdrops and do performances live with your own stuff versus like all these other musicians. And I've worked in bands before, so that's so much work. I mean, this is also work. But there are different ways you can do it now than you could have done in the past, So it's a new approach. It's a new approach to how to create music. But yeah, I'm 45. No, I'll be 45 this year. I'm 44. So what it is I've been doing it for many years, over 30 years. Be more active in this section and explore yourself some more. Be more active. How old are, like I'm doing this almost every day. So, but I haven't been doing, I do also Facebook, and I'm monetized on Facebook. So I'm at about 4,000 people on there, and then I'm also doing Poshmark. So my money is not coming in from here yet. My money comes in from other things, and I do private music classes as well. So this is part of now my process, because now I'm online doing business online, right? So this is just, I'm just getting, yeah, correct. I'm just getting started on YouTube, so to speak, even though I've done stuff in the past, but being active is absolutely correct. Hence the reason why I'm on here. But active could imply a lot of different things. I have lots of videos. And it's not just being active. I think it's more of what I think people also need to explore and learn, like, the type of stuff that I'm, like, teaching, because I have had many years of teaching. So I think this could help people. It's not just being active on here, but if it's helping people, that is the important part. Choose better instruments. Have you seen my other videos? I have another studio space. This is a small studio space. I have a bigger space. Choose better instruments with you. No, I don't have to do that for all my videos. I have lives. This is just one one out of many lives that I've done. And then the other one is in my studio that I built. So my larger keyboard is in the other space. Today is the day that I'm just doing it on the iPad. There are different ways to do music. It's no longer just in a studio. You can walk around the beach and do this on the beach if you want to, for instance. So this is portable. There are different ways to do that. Yeah, no, they're portable ways. I have 4 different ways to put this together. One way is I'm not going to walk it to the studio space because it's a mess at the moment. But if you go into my other lives, you can see what my studio looks like. And I've built the soundproofing. And I've done videos on the soundproofing. I've done videos on how to create a track on your phone. How to create a track. Now I'm just doing it on the iPad, laptop today, on that, and then so it's a vocabulary of music. It's not just, you know, assuming that I'm just going to play a piece of instrument. That's not what I'm here for. You know, I mean, I'm here for that, but it's also, yeah. I play mainly keyboard, but I produce music. I sing a little bit. I used to play drums, and that's the whole thing. I just don't want to I'm not going to walk my stuff. You're welcome to look at my other lives, but this is my other layout. You can see this is my bunny rabbits in her little cage. So all this stuff over here is for my bunny. She's looking at me like, what are you talking about? So I'm using my different spaces. Okay, so today is a space. No, I'm not going to be singing lines at the moment. No, you can take a look at the stuff that I've sung. Okay, I've produced some things, yeah, today is not the day for me to be doing all that. I would have to do vocal warm-ups. I do warm-ups and everything. It's formal, hey? This if it's live, lots and lots of people are going to see this. So it's important to watch the things I already have. You guys can watch the stuff that I already have that I've done. Okay, I even have videos that I've edited for vocals and teaching people how to do vocals and stuff. So that's basically where I am right now. How old are you, James? I found that there are a lot of younger people. The MPE versus a normal keyboard. The MPE, I don't know what the MPE, like a mini, like this kind of keyboard. I would recommend an 88. This is my personal opinion as a teacher, as somebody that taught music, piano. Like, I would personally recommend getting an 88 keyboard and then plugging it into a MIDI. If you have like a whole setup in your house or your space, and it's connected to the... Are you 45? Hey, hooray. Somebody closer to my age. You know how many times I've been trying to... I've had a lot of kids on here. I've had younger, and I'm thinking, how do these kids get in? Because I'm sure I got it locked for like older than 16 and up or whatever. But these kids, they're like getting in there. I'm like, okay, yeah. So a keyboard, I think a full-on keyboard is the better approach. Yeah, that's cool. I think somebody was asking me, I don't know how to pronounce that. Abdul Rahman El Awadi? Maybe he's been, I think he might have been in here before. Egyptian, hey now, that's cool. Now, don't ask me to pronounce that correctly because I probably watched that like drastically. Yeah, I would, okay, so in regards to, like going back to the whole question of I would recommend a full-on 88 keyboard, personally. Miss Lee, Miss Lil? Hi, how are you? Have you been on here before, or do you see me from Facebook? Facebook, I've gone live as well on certain occasions. I don't know. Yeah, today is just I don't know, I'm not feeling so great. But today is just a day, I shifted from my setup in the room to just a portable setup because somebody had asked me the other day about the laptop, and I actually haven't done anything on the laptop. So today was a laptop day. Nothing absolutely fantastically, fabulously special, but I think it's important to see the diverseness of what you can do with equipment and what's accessible for you, right? I remember when I was a little bit younger, I only had the laptop because laptops were out, right? And the phones we didn't have phones that did all this stuff. So I was always walking around with my laptop. So this is the general layout I think most people would probably have, which is probably why it's important to do this. Basically, this is more or less what you'd find somebody. I have other channels, and well, I have a Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook, and I do like photography on there, and so I'm an artist as well. I did my master's in art, meaning I'm what you call a multimedia artist. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I've also done paintings on here as well. I do have another channel, but the channel that I have had from before is nothing to, it was just like a space for inspiration, former students that I filmed for projects that we had worked on, and me performing with bands in GarageBand, and I have things that I've done with other people that are on the internet too. So it's just, yeah, stuff. Sound crazy. Why do I sound crazy? Because I've done my master's in arts. Is that a problem? Crazy? No, there's no crazy. Crazy is somebody who doesn't know the direction that they're wanting to go in. I've done my direction. I know what I can do, and I know I've done my exhibitions. I've had articles written about me. I have a sister that's pretty famous. I have a dad that does articles and research and documents. I come from a pretty prestigious family, eh? And I've worked with some pretty recognizable people, so. Oh yeah, art and music, absolutely. I think, and I think people have touched up on the subject on YouTube, sort of, but they haven't, I don't think this is why I'm doing it, is I don't think there's a channel that shows people how to do it. So I'm showing people, breaking it down and putting it back together. I've done exhibitions, basically. I've done installations. When I was doing my master's in art, or before that, my bachelor's in art, we learned how to use tools. So I can basically design a studio space, build it from scratch, and show people how to do it when I have the capabilities. But I have drawings and sketches that I've put together. So I know, like, from scratch how to build from beginning to end, which is the goal, right? Oh, MIDI polyphonic expression. I didn't know that. It's like a sequence. Okay. I haven't used one, but they do have sounds that you could use on, like if you're looking for stuff like that, like particular sounds on Logic. So you can create the sounds on the keyboard and then readjust it accordingly and adjust the volumes and stuff. So in theory, you could just use a keyboard. Like I have a Yamaha. I'm a big fan of Yamaha. Yamaha I've been using ever since I was like a kid. So anything Yamaha that's 88 keys and weighted, you can generally kind of build up like sounds through the library on Logic or even Pro Tools. I don't have Pro Tools. And then recreate those sounds according to what you're wanting to do. So my theory is it doesn't necessarily matter what type of thing you have, rather more of what you can do in Logic or GarageBand. We're doing GarageBand today, or GarageBand and testing it out. Sounds come and go. That's what I think. So you can make sequencing sounds on your equipment. I mean, it's accessible at home now. I mean, back in the day, I would have to have gone into a studio space to do all this stuff, but now I'm like, I can make my own studio space. Well, I can't do more live streamings daily. I mean, I can do I can do it once a day. I missed out yesterday and the day before because I have to make money, right? So I make money by I sell clothing online for Poshmark. I don't know if you know Poshmark. So I also have another side. I also do clothing. So that's what generates my money at the moment besides my private classes. And the lives are great because it does help like bring people together and then people of interest, which is useful. But I also feel as if I can't do it like the whole day, if you know what I mean. I have other things I need to do. And then I have Facebook. Facebook's like, oh, you're making money with us, so we need you on there too. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I have to literally break up my time, which is a lot of work. Like I'm already monetized and going on Facebook. I'm now in the process of monetizing on here. Yeah, you can see that that's what's happening. But I'm ace for go on Facebook already. I'm already doing my music stuff already on Facebook, and I'm doing the lives. Haven't done the lives the past couple of days over there. So I'm literally breaking up my time to make it work on a few different platforms, which is never easy. If I had 6 of me, I'd be able to get it done like 10,000 times, but it's not easy. You can get me on Facebook as well, so you guys can see what I do on Facebook if you're interested. It's like a public page. I do more, like I do photography as well because, as you know, I studied art, photography and graphic design. So I'm developing graphic design and photography on that side a little bit more than I am on the music. Once in a while I play like songs on there, but like I'm not doing it a lot. I'm trying to focus on making this like YouTube a more of an educational like space. I don't think Facebook is educational. I think it's more entertainment. So I'm having to delegate how to utilize the spaces in certain ways, if that makes any sense. And you can't get paid in platforms if you don't do what they say. So I got to do what Facebook asks me to do. You know what I mean? So that's why I only like yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm doing right now. So it was a quick discussion. I have music in other videos. You can see all the other stuff that I've done. You can check out my backgrounds. You can even check out my bio. I did my own websites and stuff as well. So you guys can take a look at my graphic design skills and photography skills. And yeah, like going back to the whole question of the arts, like it's not like musicians they're interesting because some of them do branch out. I've worked with artists, musicians who don't necessarily have music like artistic skills, but I've also worked with artists who have musical skills. So I kind of blend into both worlds. And I think there are a lot of musicians / artists out there. We don't just promote it. It's just maybe more my generation, yeah. I graduated university in my first bachelor's in 2001, and then my master's in like 2006 or 7. So the generations are different. I think it just depends on like where you were like growing up and the background and who you hung out with to make you become what you are today, right? So that's my thing is I was around musicians and artists, so that's just... Yeah, I have an article at the Smithsonian. I have done exhibitions. I did my master's with a band, which was interesting. I've done a lot of stuff. My husband works with CBS News, so I'm around a lot of people in the news. My dad was quite famous. If you look at my bio, go to my bio, you can see what I've done. You know, I don't necessarily talk too much about it because I don't think it's necessarily... You guys can read it up. It's all there. You can read up all my information. Sony is going to be taking over my husband's company. So I'm like, well, maybe if Sony is taking over, and I knew people in Sony in South Africa. So I worked with some people in Sony, not necessarily through Sony, but in their studios. I hung out. I spoke to, my ex was like a producer. These are all the things that I don't, it doesn't matter. I mean, I think being a female in the industry, I think is quite cool because you're breaking even and you're opening up the doors for different like kind of perspective. So yeah, I mean, I'm not like, this is all reality for me. This is what I've done my whole life. So yeah, I know producers at Sony, if that helps. I don't, like, I haven't spoken to them in years, but I've worked with people dealing with that stuff. I almost had a song that went into Sony, like they were like, oh, you need to finish the track up, and then the person who was producing was like, no, I'm not going to finish it for you. So this is how I was like, oh, forget it. I'm going to do it myself. So I've been working on my own stuff. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And every time I try to finish up a track, somebody else wants something else. So there's always that like, well, I'm trying to get it done, but it never gets completed. But I have stuff on SoundCloud if you want to listen to the tracks that I've done. So it's, yeah, I mean, it would be kind of cool if my husband says, hey, we need a track for Sony because Sony's now taking over our company. Do you want to come in? I'll be like, yeah, let's do it. But I don't think that will happen. However, I'm sure he might be able to say, hey, my wife does a little bit of production. So yeah, I mean, have I worked in studios? Yes, I've worked with people in proper studios, but I don't want to be in those situations anymore. I want to have my own space. So I have my own production space, and I build my own stuff. And I've worked at Guitar Center, and I've worked at Bach to Rock, and yeah, I've done stuff. I've worked in bands. It's not, I worked in a band, but not even worked. I was a drummer for a band when I was 16 for a guys group at the French school where I live. So it's, yeah, and I've traveled the world. I've lived in 5 different countries. So each country requires different things. And I've also worked for designers in South Africa and Japan. Lots and lots of stuff. I mean, hopefully at 44, I've had lots of experience in lots of fields, doing lots of different things and living many, many lives. So now I'm like getting into my own like thing, right? That's important. And now I can help other people with other things. This is why I've started this channel, so that I could build other people up and then make sure that they don't go through what I've experienced as well. There are good sides to the music, and there are also bad sides to the music. So it's kind of evening it out, you know what I mean? Hi, how are you? Jacob Brive? I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for asking. I very much appreciate it, yes. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. It's a day of conversation. I was not expecting communicating. The past couple of days I've had a lot of younger students on here, which is okay because I'm, the whole point of this channel is to help people learn. What does YDE mean? I must be old. If I don't know what that is, I gotta be old. Can you verify what that is? I must be an oldie. There's some lingos that I just don't get. I'm 44. Oh, music. I'm doing music. I mean, I do music, I do art, I do fashion. It's just I'm what you call a multimedia artist. And today I was just basically doing I think the other day another person had asked me to do, hold on. Had asked me to do, like a setup for my, it's just a very simple GarageBand, but we're busy working on lots of different things. Yeah. So I'm going to if you don't mind, I'm going to get off now because I have to do a couple of other things, like my other work. Okay, goodbye. That's fine. Thank you for popping over. I do appreciate it. Thank you. I'll be around. I'm trying to keep it like on the weekdays during this time. I'll speak to you soon. What do I like more? I think, okay, so right now, both in the arts and the music world, the biggest concern, and I'm playing around with it too, AI work, I haven't done the music side of the AI stuff, but AI is definitely taking over basically all the industries, right? So I think the biggest concern is what happens once people have figured out that you can basically do everything with AI, and how that will change and transition our lives into potentially whatever's going to happen in the future, right? So that's like that's a big thing. So AI is a big discussion right now in all fields. It's not just music, it's also the arts. But I still think there holds value when somebody is actually individually doing like section to section. It holds more truth to it, because what could happen is whoever's making the apps, right, that's creating the AI stuff, can always say, we own this because we created the app, therefore whatever is created within the app we rightfully own. So it's now you have questions on who owns the rights. So I still think being natural and holding true to your own personal skills and building up those skills in all whatever it is you're doing. And like now you can record what you're doing, right? This is something I wasn't able to do this when I was studying. This is like totally different. This is not how I studied. I didn't study on YouTube. I mean, this was like YouTube back in the day didn't exist. So this is like, yeah, just to remind people, I'm 44. I'm not, these kids were like, oh, you're 23. I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, I appreciate your compliments, kids. Keep bringing them on. I'm so happy. Let's talk. So I come back for like, it's great. Slowly, gradual subscribers. I'm getting, it's a slow progress for me. I think it's because I'm a little bit out of the norm. I'm not completely in the mainstream. It's a little bit different, and it's okay. I think it's fine to be a little bit out of context, right? I don't think there are a lot of channels that are necessarily, and I've seen it. I have seen people doing art and music, and they're using, and don't forget, if you're creating a YouTube channel, you sort of have to know a little bit of graphic design, which is art, right? You, like in the art field, you learn graphic design and photography, which is art, and fine arts. I don't know, if you're wanting to build something, you better know how to use some tools. So all of that. Fine art doesn't just mean painting. Yes, I can paint. Fine art also means like when you're taking a degree in the arts, you're actually learning like building stuff, drawing, graphic design, photography. Like there's all these other parts to the arts that people might not necessarily know when you're not studying it. So I'm ready to go for business. Arts and music, arts is like business. You have to know how to build something from ground zero to make it successful and build it up. And then you have to understand how to make money from it, right? Same thing for business. So that's art is business. That's basically it, I do fashion. I make clothing as well. I do lots of things. I make fashion. You can look at my channel. You can see that I kind of walk people through many different things that I do, whether it's fashion. I did some sewing the other day. Yeah, I do lots of things. I do lots and lots of things. So, as I said earlier, I also have Poshmark. Let me show you my Poshmark. where I sell clothing, but I can also put my clothing on there. Let me show you my Poshmark. So this is my other side. Oops. Oh, I was supposed to do that. Whoops, hold on. I've been delaying in my Poshmark. Poshmark's like getting angry. Okay. Makeup. Okay, that's good. Okay. So I'll show you my what I mean by my fashion. So I have a business online selling stuff, right? But I also have things that I sell that's clothing of mine. So I have clothing. Boutique. So I've worked in the fashion industry as well. I mean, if you really have to know. And then I do like photographs. I do graphic design and photography. So, you know, that's, yeah, I do lots of things. I think, like I said, people get the, it's important to have multiple skills. I just think it's not, what if one of the industries falls apart? What are you going to do? You're going to sit there and like wonder what happened to your life? No, you have to get up and go. You have to decide what's your next step in order to make things work the next time around. And I've lived in 5 different countries. That means I've had to start my life many, many, many times over and over again. And from my experience having to start over so many times, I've just learned how to spring back up and like don't think about it and just do it type of mentality. And obviously Gen X, I'm a Generation X, as you would know. We're the try it and figure it out for yourself, you know, generation. We make it work. You know, you got to learn how to do things quickly. That's what happens there. Make more brighter. You can see my other space. The other space is brighter. You can take a look. It's white. White. My background is white. This is the one side. This is the house that I live in. I use different spaces for different things at certain times. And then I have a section for my fashion and then art. So yeah, it's a multi-platform, multi-diverse type of channel. So if people have questions on how to build stuff, ask me about tools and I can show you how to build things too. So yes, girls can use tools. Okay, I gotta go. I have things I have to do like my Poshmark and then generate money with Facebook and all this stuff. And then I will be back tomorrow. I'm gonna organize another one. Thank you guys for popping over. I very much appreciate it. Thanks for the chat. I loved it. Finally, some people that are closer to my age, which is great. And I will speak to you guys soon. I have tried guitar, but it's not my instrument. I'm honestly, like, I can hear it. It's just I've been working on piano my whole life that I haven't diversed into guitar. You know, sometimes musicians, you kind of have to learn an instrument when you're young, and you have to kind of build it up. Like piano has just always been my thing, you know, it's just, and I like to compose music, and piano is the easiest thing to use to transition into like compositions and adjust. You can use guitar on here. So can't say I'm a guitarist. I'm definitely more piano. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for popping over. I appreciate it, guys. Very much appreciate it. And I will speak to you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.